Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and in this video we are going to talk about how to never run out of content ideas so you can keep selling your products online. I'm going to dive deep into the 7-pillar content system, which are 7 steps to implement for 7 days. So let's get into it. Consistency is the name of the game online. People will notice if you are consistently showing up on social media or not, which in return will also dictate if you're gonna make money or not. The truth is, the person who pumps out the most content will get the most sales. So if you're not consistently showing up in front of your audience, they will forget about you really quickly and go on to your competitors and buy from them. But after all, you've also put in so much effort to create your courses, your coaching programs, you've done for your service, whatever you're selling online, right? So you do want to get in sales on a consistent basis as well. And by implementing the 7-pillar content system, you will see your sales increase. So really key is to create original content that also at the same time engages your audience and keeps them in the loop. So the 7 steps of the 7-pillar content system, it will help you to really create raving fans instead of just the following. And by the way, if you want to access the 7-pillar content system on a Trello board, which also gives you over 1,000 content prompts, just click the link in the description below and check it out. Now, the first pillar is inspire desire.
What?
What does that mean? Well, share stories which are inspiring to your audience. You do want to be inspiring throughout your whole content strategy.
What do you mean by that?
Well, those can be your personal stories, but also can be stories from another character. It doesn't always have to be you who has had that experience that is so inspirational for other people. So basically what you want to achieve with Inspire Desire is to make the audience want to achieve the same thing that you got. Now, key here is to really identify your own core values. Why? Because we are incorporating them into our content strategy, which will make it so unique. So make sure that your core values are going to be reflected in that particular story that you are about to share. Key here is that the story always has a hook, then you tell the story, and then you make the offer. The offer could be a simple call to action like this post, comment below if you feel the same, comment below if you can resonate, share this post with somebody else, something like that. If you're stuck with finding that story, think about those type of stories and write down these scenarios and just keywords on a piece of paper when you hit the wall and were stuck in certain situations. Just write all of them down. Then look over the list of the scenarios which you wrote down and pick the one story that resonates the most with your audience. Remember, you need to meet the people where they're at right now. So how do you know which ones resonate the most? Again, if you're telling the story which represents you or some other character in the story, you need to make sure that this character or yourself is stuck at the same point where your audience is stuck at right now. So you want to create the aha moment, the inspiration you want to create within themselves while reading your post, while listening to your YouTube video or to your Facebook Live video is, aha, she's been there, now she's there, surely I can do this too. That's the effect you want to have with Inspire Desire. Content pillar number 2, connect to effect. Now, the stories you tell under Connect to Effect can be similar to Inspire Desire. Share stories that make the reader connect with you, okay? Nobody loves just a superhero because they're a superhero and they're above everyone else, right? People connect with superheroes in a story because they also go through struggles. They also have emotions. They also fought for the place where they're at right now. It hasn't been always easy, even not for the superhero, and that's why you like the superheroes in the movies as well. Imagine how boring a movie would be if the main character in the story wouldn't have any obstacles to go through. People connect with you if they see you as human and not as like a superhero immediately come out of the box, right? People appreciate you for the journey if they can identify themselves with you. Like, for example, I attract a lot of people who do want to become location independent, who do like to travel because that's my lifestyle. It's always been my life. And I show my life on social media and things like that. So many people who come to me have the same desires, have left Germany, have similar backgrounds. So really this content strategy is already filtering out the people who are not a good fit and identifying the people who are really good fit to work with you. Content pillar number 3, educate to dominate. As the name suggests, start educating your people on a specific topic. Now here it also depends where are they at in the problem ladder. If you don't remember what the problem ladder is, I will link the video above here and you can check it out. Basically what it is, you are creating educational content for the obstacles people have according to the place where they're at in the journey. For example, I target a lot of beginners and help them to find their course or coaching idea or business idea, right? And then I also target people who have already the idea and want to scale to 6 figures. So the person who's scaling to 6 figures couldn't care less about finding the idea because they already have their idea. They just need to figure out better ways and systems and structures how to get there, right? But the person who doesn't have an idea just yet couldn't care less about all the systems and things like that because all they care about right now in their journey is how to find my profitable idea. Okay, so depending on what kind of launch is going on, I tailor the content around these 2 stages of the problem ladder. The content also depends really on the problem awareness. How aware are they about the problem? People who are problem aware are easier to sell because since they already understand, okay, there is a problem, versus people who are not even aware they have a problem, which is holding them back from getting to the end result. So your job is really to identify where are people at in their journey and tailor the content around the problem ladder. Also, the more value you will create, people will perceive you as an expert in their field, because obviously if you write blog posts, if you run summits, things like that, it takes dedication and it takes knowledge to even put together a video like that, or a blog post, or Facebook posts, or simply a script for your next Facebook live video, things like that. So people will understand that you are an expert in your field, which is also what you want to achieve by showcasing the educate to dominate pillar. So sometimes you even want to create the effect of people going in their mind, oh wow, I didn't know that about this thing. For example, education topics could be 3 ways on how to sell more online courses, 3 tips on how to close more customers on calls, 10 things to consider before creating your first online course, things like that. So educating your people in order to position yourself as the expert and to make them go, wow, I didn't know this. Now, before I move on to the rest of the pillars, I would like to introduce the sponsor of this video for you today, which is Coach Marketing Hub, that replaces 15 different apps on the internet, including Kajabi, ConvertKit, Thinkific, ClickFunnels, First Promoter, MemberPress, and many, many more, as well as a social media content scheduler. So now you also don't need to pay for the social media content scheduler separately anymore, like for example Hootsuite, Buffer, Later.com, similar platforms like that, because Coach Marketing Hub just does that for you. This is how the backend looks like. You can connect your Facebook pages, you can connect your Instagram pages, you can connect your Google My Business, your LinkedIn, your Twitter, and your TikTok, and very soon to come, YouTube as well. So you can connect unlimited accounts and you can schedule unlimited posts to all of these accounts as well. If you want to try it out, click the link in the description below and get your free trial. We will even build your first funnel for free with you together. May this be a webinar funnel, a challenge funnel, a freebie funnel, a sales funnel, whatever your heart desires. Now let's move on to pillar number 4. Entertain to attain. Now, it can be quite boring to just be educational all the time, so entertain your audience as well. People want to know who is behind the brand. What is this person doing? What's her lifestyle like? What is he doing in his free time? Do they have a family? Do they like to travel? Do they do both? Do they have nice big houses and luxury cars? If that's your jam, show it up on social media. Whatever you think is entertaining, share it with your audience. They will love it. This way you also stand out from your competition, who's maybe teaching the same thing as you are, maybe educating people on the same topic as you are. So people really fall in love with your brand as well. And I believe in authentic brands anyway, so for me there is not really any kind of particular character I put on or anything like that. I'm just always showing my life as is. I know there's other people in the online world out there who put on a mask and who can play this character. For example, Andrew Tate, right? He's not really like that, how he's showing himself on YouTube and in other platforms, but it really helped him to kind of like build his brand and to make millions with his online education platform. He also sells online education, in case you didn't know. But the only reason why he became so popular is because he entertains his audience like crazy. And hot tip, yes, the more controversial you can be, the more views you will get.
I walk into hell and the devil's like, oh, I'm gonna burn you. So you're gonna do shit.
But I would only recommend to be really controversial if you are strong enough to take the backlash on social media. People on social media can sometimes be a bit nasty, and you need to be able to just take that and have a thick skin for that. If you're not ready for that, don't be as controversial, obviously. Just be as authentic as you can. Really great tip is as well, if you can shock them with something or do something really unexpected or something funny or maybe something sarcastic, because that's what will make people remember you. So this whole entertain to attain is really one other thing what creates that human connection from the viewer to you as the person behind the brand, which I think is so important. Now, pillar number 5. Again, I would like to repeat educate to dominate. Simply repeat.
Why?
Because I believe education is the key to change, and the more you can educate your audience, the better for everyone involved. Pillar number 6, qualification for consideration. What does that mean? Okay, if you've implemented the pillars which we've talked about until now, people know you, people like you, but maybe they don't trust you yet. And that is where qualification for consideration comes into play. Now is your time to shine. Share your customer reviews and testimonials. Get video reviews from your customers or previous customers and share them all over social media. Maybe even make a little album or highlight story on Instagram or little album on Facebook for it. Do you have a degree or maybe some sort of certification related to the industry you are in? Robyn rub it into people's faces. Yes, even if we know you do not need to have a degree or a certification in order to become successful course creator or coach. However, since it's so ingrained into people's mindset since hundreds of years, they will still value it, which will increase your authority in their eyes. Maybe you write for a larger publication like I do for entrepreneur.com. Tell it to the people, because this way also it again increases your authority and positions you as the expert in the space. Not everyone in the space has that privilege to be able to say, hey, I'm writing actually for this popular publication, which is actually really hard to get into. Also, make sure to share this in your bios on Instagram or on Facebook, and maybe even share small snippets of the bigger articles which you've written for that particular publication. Hot tip, now if you're going, oh, I don't have any testimonials just yet, that's okay. You can share other people's success stories as well. Or you could even pull some facts and data. For example, hey, the online education industry is poised to be a 325 billion industry by 2025, predicted by Forbes. It also increases the entire authority of the whole online education space. And I keep telling people this over and over and over again, because the market trend is just going upwards and it's not going to stop anytime soon. And now, last but not least, pillar number 7, pitch and sell well. Now, this is your day to pitch your products. Create really irresistible offers which your audience cannot say no to. Highlight the benefits in every offer, not the features, and always make sure you add urgency and scarcity. Tell a story that leads with emotions, because that's the only way people will remember what you've just said. And regarding the urgency, make sure it's real, do not lie. Remember the framework hook, story, offer. So the hook could be here, for example, reach 10-figure months by selling online courses or coaching programs online in the next 6 to 12 months without having any following online or pre-existing email list or any brand recognition by joining our 6-figure expert mastermind, for example. That was the hook. Story, now tell a story of somebody who has already been through the program, or tell your own story, how you got there, and emphasize on it how it will make them feel once they get to the transformation. And here I would encourage you to use the concept of future pacing. What does it mean? My story is, for example, hey, I flew to Australia before I sold a single course. I spent so much money on the equipment, on the accommodation, on hiring the space, on hiring the instructor, on hiring the video crew. But I really spent my last dime on this project, and I really thought I could make it work. I had no idea how I would pay my bills in the next month. And I felt really nervous and insecure inside. You know this, how you really describe the actual emotions. And future pacing is, but then I figured out how to actually really go and launch. And I did it. I made 5 figures in my first launch. I built a 6-figure business organically online without any social media following. And I felt so relieved, and I finally could say I made it. And I could finally quit my 9-to-5 job where I wasted so much time driving back and forth to work every single day. I felt so stressed going to work. I already felt stressed coming back to work. I wasn't even able to provide quality time to my family, which made me nearly go and get a divorce. See? So these are the effects of people not doing the thing. Like, hey, if I wouldn't have done the thing, I would be divorced by now, right? So show them the story, what can happen, the future pacing, good and bad, like both sides, right? Unfortunately, as we know, bad stories and fear sells better. It is what it is. Don't hate the messenger. But you can also sell positive stories. Why do bad stories sell better? Again, because people will create change in their life if the pain of the situation they're currently in is bigger than the pain of the change. Unfortunately, that's only when most people start to move. However, I think the uber successful people out there, they already moved before they're in greater pain. And the good thing is you get to choose which one of those people you are. So that was the story. Let's move on to the offer, including scarcity and urgency. For example, I have 2 spots left for my upcoming mastermind, which starts next week. We will still take applications until 28th of February, 3 p.m. GMT. That's the urgency. Then add some scarcity to the mix, which could be the next time when we'll be opening applications for this mastermind. It's maybe next year, but probably in 2 years' time, and the price will be double. Or maybe everyone who applies today will also get bonus 1, 2, and 3. You can really play around with this like you want. So these were the 7 pillars, but I will give you another bonus pillar, which could be easy, an inspirational quote. Who does not like inspirational quotes? So now you could go and copy and paste inspirational quotes from the big philosophers out there, or you could create your own as well. Luckily, with the 7-pillar content system, which you can get access to, which link in the description below, which includes over 1,000 content prompts, also includes over 75,000 quotes for you to access right there and then. Now, since you know how to structure your content and finally have an actual content system in place that's based on emotions and people's feelings and needs and desires, what do you think? Will this be easier for you to create content? Let me know in the comments below if you liked this video. Let me know if that was helpful. Hit that subscribe button, share the video with somebody who's also struggling with content, and I will see you in the next video.